Long before anyone had ever seen him, hidden high above the clouds, there was a tiny volcano where dragons were born. Deep inside its warm cave, curled up on a bed of glowing coals, slept a baby dragon named Ember. He wasn't brave yet. He wasn't strong yet. In fact, Ember had only been alive for 1 week. His little wings were still too small to fly, and every time he tried to breathe fire, only a few tiny sparks floated into the air. His mother had flown away early in the morning to gather food, promising she'd be back before sunset. So Ember waited. The cave was warm and safe. Wisps of smoke drifted up from the volcano, and the gentle rumble beneath the mountains sounded almost like a lullaby. Before long, Ember closed his eyes and slept. He dreamed of soaring through the clouds beside his mother, of breathing giant streams of fire, and of exploring a world far beyond his little volcano. But neither Ember nor anyone else knew that today was the day his first adventure would begin. Ember was dreaming peacefully when suddenly, whoosh, a powerful gust of wind swept through the cave. His tiny eyes blinked open as a giant shadow drifted across the warm, glowing coals. Standing at the entrance was the largest bird Ember had ever seen. Its magnificent wings shimmered with beautiful shades of pink and purple, sparkling in the morning light as it hovered above the nest. Ember's little heart began to race. Was this bird a friend or a foe? He wanted to be brave. He took a deep breath, puffed out his tiny chest, and tried to breathe the fiercest dragon fire he ever could. A few little sparks floated into the air, then disappeared. The giant bird simply tilted its head. It didn't squawk. It didn't swoop. It just watched Ember with curious eyes. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then, the beautiful bird slowly lowered something into the nest before spreading its enormous wings once again. With one mighty flap, it disappeared into the clouds. Ember looked down. What did the bird leave behind?
Our story.
We'll find out. Ember hugged the beautiful golden key as tightly as he could. It felt warm in his tiny claws, almost as if it had been waiting for him. He didn't know where it came from. He didn't know why the colorful bird had left it behind. But somehow, it felt important. Ember looked around the quiet cave. "Mom?" he whispered. Only the gentle crackle of the warm coals answered him. He carefully tucked the golden key beneath his tiny wing. As the glowing coals flickered, a heart-shaped jewel caught the light. A tiny crimson shimmer danced upward, escaping through the opening high above the cave. Far beyond the mountains, a great dragon paused. She lifted her head towards the sky. A warm smile spread across her face. "Oh, Ember." And with one mighty beat of her wings, she began the journey home.
In our storyline,
Follow Ember for the slept peacefully, the golden heart key tucked safely beneath his tiny wing. The warm coals glowed softly around him, and for the first time since the Ash Wings visit, he wasn't afraid. As the evening sky grew darker, the little red jewel caught the light from the glowing coals. A tiny crimson shimmer drifted upward. Higher than the volcano, higher than the clouds, across forests that stood for thousands of years, across rivers that sparkled beneath the moon, across mountains no young dragon had ever crossed. The little crimson light continued its journey, until far beyond Ash Peaks, someone looked towards the sky. And what did she see?
storyline.
Ember stared at the strange golden key resting in his tiny claws. It felt warm, almost as if it had a heartbeat of its own. Before he could wonder where it came from, a deep whoosh entered across the valley. The trees bent beneath a powerful gust of wind, and the sky grew dark as an enormous shadow passed overhead. Ember's tiny heart raced. He looked up and saw two massive wings stretching across the evening sky. A giant dragon circled the mountain before gently landing beside the nest. It was Igna. She searched the nest with worried golden eyes until she saw Ember staring back at her. Relief washed over her face. Her eyes fell to the golden key. She froze. For the longest moment, she said nothing. Finally, she whispered, "A heart key? But that's impossible." Ember tilted his head, confused. He didn't know it yet, but his adventure had only begun. Why is the heart key impossible? What does that mean?